Hey y'all! Have you ever had a message you wanted to share about your business on video and you hop on there, it's really short, it's supposed to be maybe 60 seconds, and then you press stop and like 8 minutes have passed? I know I've had this happen to me all the time. And the reason is if you don't have a proper structure for the message that you want to share, essentially in any medium, but especially video, it's really easy to get all the way over here and it's like, wait, how did that happen? And you have to spend 2 minutes trying to get back on track or shooting 17 versions of your video. So in today's video, I want to walk you through this fairly standard method of structuring your video blog so it's really easy to stay on track and keep your message more concise. Now the first is the hook. That's that initial 5 to 10 seconds that's really going to engage someone. And there's essentially 3 types of hooks that you can leverage. The first is the question. And that's what I used in this. I led with a question. Have you ever? And the purpose of a question is to get someone to say, yes, I have. Because that's going to get them engaged, get them on your side and want to learn more. The second type of hook that you can leverage is a story. And these are not mutually exclusive. So a story, I might have said, hey y'all, just last week, I was going to post this video on Facebook. It was supposed to be a minute long about this new event we were having. It ended up being a 7-minute video because I simply couldn't stay on point. Have you ever had that issue? A story, a personal story, makes you more relatable to the person that you're educating. The third is some type of attention grabber. Call it attend-get. Attention grabbing statement for an example would have been, hey y'all, if you're not structuring your video blogs properly, your video's going to suck. So I don't necessarily agree with that, but as an example of something that's kind of a shocking statement, a little polarizing, and it gets someone hooked. So they're like, I'm not sure if I agree with that or not, but I want to learn more. So after you've established the hook, then you transition into the opening. That the old saying goes that you want to tell them what you're going to tell them, and tell them what you've told them. And that's true here. You don't have to follow that formula exactly, but essentially you want to give them a little bit of context around what the thesis or the main takeaway is, which we'll get to that later, from this video. What are you promising to give them? After you've established the opening, then you go into the key points. And this is usually where people get off track. They have a solid opening, but then they're getting into the meat of their topic and they just ramble off in all these different directions. So have 3 to 5 key points, can be 1 word up to 5 words that you're using to keep yourself on track. Now, one thing I like about doing these whiteboard style videos is this is the structure. These are the key points. So it makes it super easy. Now, if you're not doing this, you're shooting with your phone or it's just a sit down or a walk and talk, there's other ways you can do it. For example, you can put a little whiteboard or a piece of paper behind the camera. Or if you're shooting very close, you can have a little sticky note right below your smartphone and list out those key points. People won't even notice when you're glancing down to look at it. They'll just think that you're deep in thought and you're pondering your next nugget of wisdom that you're going to share with them. Then you get into the recap and the takeaway. So this is summarizing what you talked about, kind of putting it in a little box and putting a bow on it and telling them what you told them. So the takeaway is recapping that key message. So in this case, it would be you should structure your video blog in order to add more clarity to your message. Then you get in the closing or the call to action. So for our videos that we've been producing recently, I've been saying, thank you for watching. Now put your message in motion. This helps a lot because a lot of people will get through the whole things and then they'll flounder like a fish out of water because they're not sure how to close. They're not sure how to have that ending statement with confidence that leaves someone going, yeah, I'm going to implement that, or I'm so glad that I learned that. So you should have that planned out in advance so you don't get off track on the last mile. And if you want to, if it's the type of video where you're having a call to action, this is the time to do it. You can either do that on camera, or you'll see in a lot of YouTube and Facebook content, there'll be a little ending slate that either has, check out these videos, subscribe, Go to our website to learn more information. Whatever that next step is, you always want to have something that allows people to engage with you more. Because the last thing you want to do, just like in sales or any other area, is to get people amped up, motivated, and then have nowhere to channel that motivation to learn more about you or your content. All right, bonus tip time. Some of our clients have found it really helpful to implement the PRESS method. The PRESS method, P-R-E-S, stands for point, reason, example, summary. The point is the point you're trying to make. That is leading with the hook, getting into the opening, telling them what they're going to get out of this piece of content. The second is the reason. The reason is something you want to establish as well as part of your opening and really throughout the entire blog. So that's why does this matter? What's in it for me? If you don't provide the why up front, no one's going to implement or care about the how. Then it's the example. The best example of an example is storytelling. Either something that you've done yourself, you've worked with someone, or a case study from someone that's very successful or someone else that has done this before. That helps make it personal, and the human brain is just naturally wired to think in terms of stories. And then the summary. The summary is the recap, the takeaway, and the closing. It puts the nice little bow on the end of your video. So, to recap, it's really important to have structure for your video blogs in order to have the clearest message, keep your videos shorter, and get to the point. And so, that's our video today, and you know what's coming next. Thank you for watching. Now, put your message in motion.